Welcome to Just Kick It with Big Bob, where I share my 2 bobs worth with you, whether you like it or not. Well, the AFL managed to sneak up on us like the proverbial librarian and shift the goalposts while no one was looking, whilst at the same time rendering the playing field uneven by tilting the odds in favour of the northern and eastern states and a few of the chosen few Victorian clubs, namely Collingwood, Melbourne, Carlton, Richmond, who were given a leg up at the start of the season in round 0 to jump the gun on the other teams who they forgot to include, but more about that later. Many punters, myself being no exception, were caught on the hop and missed the so-called opening round, being as it were miles away in both a literal and geographic sense, if you get my drift. That having been said, it cannot be denied that the season is now well underway, and I can safely say that without fear of contradiction. Collingwood are zip and 2 and are looking down the barrel and have been dogged by a multiple overdose of turnovers that have proved fatal to the end result on the scoreboard, much to the chagrin of the Magpie Army, who have been unable to read the writing on the wall, as it were. And if you will, are their problems systemic or systematic? That is the question that remains to be answered as the season wears on. As far as I can see, their team looks good on paper, but they need to get the adrenaline pumping and show a lot more aggression if they intend to participate at the business end of the season. That is still months away, and so there's no need to panic at this early juncture. I suggest, with respect, that they furl the flag and put it back in the cupboard for austerity where it belongs. In saying that, the Crows have issues of their own in the scheme of things, as they were late for work, went missing and were caught napping for 3.5 quarters up at the Gold Coast. Too many passengers dragging the chain and swinging the lead. When will they stand up and get the job done collectively together and eliminate woeful ineptitude and unnecessary clangers that cost them the game in the final analysis at the end of the day? And I'm not talking incremental change. I'm talking wholesale change, so that everyone's contributing and firing on all cylinders all over the ground and finding a way to ignite their system when faced with the adversity and trying circumstances of unfamiliar playing fields and climates, it must be said, for after all, there are only so many home games on the agenda, no matter which way you spin the dice. It would be insane to think otherwise. For 3.5 quarters, they lacked lustre, showed insufficient prior skill, unrealistic half-baked attempts, and a lack of intent awareness all over the ground, not to mention deliberate mistakes, both good and bad. How they got so close to claw their way out of a deep hole at the end is a mystery to all concerned, the coach being no exception. Yes, the season has only just begun. You don't need me to tell you that. But rest assured, Wally and I have both put in the hard yards over the off-season and will be persisting with Big Bob's fail-safe formula of empathy combined with intelligibility to consolidate with the dots joined and the I's dotted in an endeavour to remain both relevant and irrelevant wherever you may be viewing this offering across this wide brown land girt by sea as it is, or if you are a ship at sea or indeed on a ship at sea, as the case may be, whilst at the same time continuing to hold to account the corporate crooks, the billionaire bankers and the rogue trading lobbyists who make our collective lives such a misery. You have been hearing and feeling Big Bob from the scoreboard end with my 2 bobs worth, and you don't get much for 2 bob these days. It may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. I'm strong to the finish because I eats up me spinach. Thanks for listening.